We really are.
Don't ever leave. Hello there, Internet. Welcome to day 18 of the International Writers Fellowship NaNoWriMo Live-stream extravaganza. A slightly slimmed down start, as you notice. Jen is traveling. Amber is, you said, Costco.
Shopping. So she's shopping, yeah.
Shopping, yeah. Gary is presumably wiring and going insane with children, which means that for now it is just the dice addicts space.
A little bit.
So welcome. Apologies if we go down certain rabbit holes. You know,
my husband's getting ready to get out of the shower, and he's going to walk by in a towel, and he probably doesn't want the internet.
Yeah, maybe. Or just leave it open for hilarity's sake. You know, just see, my wife would have left it completely open and just pointed. You know.
Had I told him, he might have done a little dance, because that's just kind of the guy he is. So,
yeah, with or without the towel?
Oh, with the towel. We are not an X-rated show, I don't believe.
Not yet. Never say never. I don't know. I don't know what happens on Twitch.
I don't know either. I don't ever get on Twitch, but I have one.
I started recording on Twitch a few months ago and then realized that it just disappears after a week, and it's like, I don't have the strength, so I'm just going to put it on YouTube where people can just watch and stuff.
That's fair. I do have one video on YouTube. It was the first Comic-Con panel I did, and my husband and one of the people who was in our group, we all did a panel together, and I've done
I might have to go and watch that.
2 more since that. And last year, I guess it was this year, had 136 people in my panel. And if they accept my proposal for this next one, they'll probably have to give me a bigger room, because my room was full, which was so weird for me.
Can I zoom in and I'd be on the panel? Almost certainly not. Don't worry, I've asked.
I don't know how that would work.
No, I don't think it would. I think it would have to be a case of I do the whole get on a plane thing and fly over and say hello.
Oh, yeah, but there's nothing interesting in Kansas, so I would not waste your money.
Comic-Con?
Well, and it's the 25th anniversary of our Comic-Con. And so, like, they've already announced Ron Perlman, which I'm super freaking excited about.
Okay.
Nev Campbell. So there's going to be like a Scream panel. So there's Nev Campbell and Matthew Lillard and Skeet Ulrich. And then I don't do the scary movies. So Jamie somebody. Anyway, Kevin Eastman will be there. Who did the he created the Ninja Turtles.
Oh, see, I as soon as you say that, oh, okay, you can tell me any number of names. I haven't got a clue what any of that means.
I'm excited.
Yeah. Oh, excellent. Yeah. Oh, the original Ninja Turtles were so dark. So the comics were just brutal. Nothing at all like the 80s.
Yeah. Well, and then there's the guy who did did part of the illustrations for the Batman Ninja Turtle crossover is from near Kansas City. And so we go and see him every year. We actually have of the Ninja Turtle Batman crossover book, we have an original page in our basement.
And why wouldn't you, frankly?
That is hanging on the wall and probably should be insured with how much we spent on it. But
100%. Hello there, Russell. Thanks for joining us. Yes, the mightiest team, but it's about to get ever so slightly smaller, but maybe slightly less mighty, because
Gary!
Wow. And it's even, so see, Ocelot, you compliment us on the mightiness of the team, and suddenly everybody...
Amber!
See, Ocelot, it's you bring us all together. See? How's everybody doing? Whoa, okay. I'm
that good, huh?
No.
You know that meme with the Nicki Minaj song where she's like, hada, and she's like rushing, somebody's rushing around. That was us at Costco today. We completely forgot that it's the Saturday before Thanksgiving. And it was really fun. I'm so glad that I opted to go grocery shopping.
We're out of here, buddy.
The end by me. How's everybody else doing?
I haven't been to Costco the day before Thanksgiving, or the week before Thanksgiving, or whatever, because
I don't know if there's a British equivalent to Costco, but
we have Costco over here.
you
Yeah,
have Costco in the UK?
right. So my wife's a member. I'm a member, but I don't know if I've ever been there by myself. I have the card. I've never been there for the photo, because I could go shop. I could drive 40 minutes down the road to buy a lot of stuff, or I could walk 2 minutes down the road and buy the amount of stuff that I need.
I prefer the lot of stuff.
Yeah, we just go through stuff.
Yeah, we did our grocery order last night. One thing I learned with COVID, because before, COVID, and we don't want to be in a store with a whole bunch of people. We had never done online grocery ordering. And now, it is my favorite thing in the whole world. So we went at 7:00 this morning and picked up our grocery orders, so we don't have to go into this. Oh, it's just lovely.
Oh, that sounds nice.
It was nice because we were living in Mexico during the bulk of COVID, and delivery for groceries is dirt cheap. So we never left the house. It all came to our door.
Whereas I don't go shopping anyway. I'm just the person who go, okay, what do I need today? Okay, walk straight to what I need, take it to the checkout, leave. That's me done. And if people get in the way,
very European.
But then again, I never eat. My entire intake today was a bowl of porridge. Maybe not the healthiest way to live, but I made it with chocolate milkshake.
You got some calories.
Sorry?
So you got some calories.
I could get plenty. Yeah, it's Mr. Hanky would be fine. The kids are asleep. I've got no idea what that message. Oh, 7 space V7 space cat. Nothing's come up.
I think they tried to send a meme or something.
Oh, is that what it is?
An emoticon.
And it didn't.
I don't know. I'm an old person.
Yeah. But anyway, hi kids. An emoji. Yeah, they don't come over here for some reason.
Interesting.
Okay, so Costco. Sorry, I haven't actually said hello. Hello, kids.
Hello.
Brain not working. This morning at around about 1 a.m., my ear just went, and I've just got really strong tinnitus here, and I can barely hear out of it. I'm just like, what? Yeah, so that's been my day. How about everybody else? We'll save Erica's day for last, because I think she's just going to wipe the floor with all of us. But how about Gary and Ember, Costco aside? How have you been?
Gary?
So, pretty good. Spent the day running pipes and electrical cable, and got a nap in.
It's fair play. I wouldn't say no to that.
I don't nap normally, but I was out late.
Not a napper?
Night. No, not a napper. Waste of time.
I'm not a napper. I'm just a prefer never to wake upper.
Yeah, I did a Magic the Gathering party last night, and we were up a bit later than my normal.
what, you got home at 10, did you, or something like that?
No, other the next day.
Fair play. Yeah. There's a Kickstarter for the card game that was in Adventure Time called Card Wars, and I'm like, oh, it was so cool in that 30 seconds of show that it was in. I don't need that. Kickstarter sees me coming. Go on then, Erica. You tell us about your day.
So besides going and picking up our groceries this morning, I have been basically sitting in this chair because I was 10,123 words behind as of this morning. And I have written, I misremembered when I had texted you guys all this morning or a little bit ago. I am at 6,063 words for the day. I'm going to hit my goal because it's only 3 o'clock and there are a lot of hours left in the day.
Do you know what? I think the rest of us can just leave, and you are the entire fellowship's writing now.
No, I have this completionist thing, and for Nano specifically, I pre-order the winter shirt because it will make me finish if I have the shirt, and I will not wear the shirt if I don't finish. So I am wearing the damn shirt because I bought it, which means I'm finishing.
Or else.
That's one way of motivating yourself. I would just go, well, it was a nice shirt. It would probably shrink in the wash anyway.
Do they make women's sizes on that shirt? Because I might have to join you in purchasing it to motivate myself to finish my rewrites.
I think so.
I just hate like a big cotton shirt with a high neck, and it, I like a V-neck or something.
I think they have women's shirts. I always get the unisex ones because they're Bella brand, and I love Bella brand.
Oh, those are nice. Yeah.
But yeah, I think
they're
they
so
have.
Soft. Okay.
Yeah.
I have to look now. Don't mind me. Sorry. My eyes are bugging me today, so I'm just going to be like all squeamy. So what are we supposed to be at today, word count wise?
I think 30,000. Yes, 30,000 exactly.
30,000. Okay. I've probably written about 10, so I'm 20,000 behind. I could do that. Challenge accepted. I am like so motivated by this, Erica. You just like got up and you did the damn thing. The boys are so quiet right now.
Well, no, I'm just sitting here because I'm thinking, Bella. What the hell is Bella?
Bella Canvas is a brand of shirts that a lot of like companies use to print stuff on because they're fairly cheap and to buy in bulk, and they're like good quality for being cheap shirts.
They're soft.
They're so soft.
They're very soft. And as a neurospicy person, I need my clothes to be soft. I can't have an itchy, rough cotton shirt with a high collar. I get all. Yeah. I feel like I'm choking.
I just love the Ember. You're inspired by Erica's word count, whereas the only thing that Erica and I have been giving each other since we met is, "Oh my god, have you seen these dice? Oh, I need them. Oh my Jesus Christ, holy motherfucking shitballs" is my favorite quote ever. Now, Erica, I saw Gary. Gary does not swear. Gary was like, "Ooh," I was like, "Oh my god, I'm getting that on my tombstone."
I have a coloring sheet of that. I had some play therapists. It was at a conference in, neurospiciness and conferencing, and we kind of got to, keep our brains entertained while people are talking about boring crap that we don't really care about, but we need the CEs to keep our licenses. And so I was coloring holy motherfucking shitballs one year and asked my presenters to all sign it. And they're like, why this? I said, because you're going to remember who I am. I'm going to come to you next year and be like, I'm the holy motherfucking shitballs girl. And they'll be like, fair.
Yeah, well, that's usually.
And they
how people
remembered me.
as well. Yeah. Yeah. I normally I don't need to write it down for people to remember me being the sweary one, though. I'm normally the heckler.
No, you don't say.
Hey, somebody has to be. Okay, fine. I'll take a step back. You can run it today.
Don't step back too fast or too hard. You'll hit the bookshelf.
Speaking of which, I had something to share today, and I don't know where it went. And I'm like really bummed out about that.
You had your haircut today, Amber. Your hair is different, or is it?
Did I have my? Oh, my bangs. I was trying to grow them out, and then I gave up because I feel cuter with bangs. And it's raining, so I gave up trying to deal with my curls, and I just let my curls be my curls. So, welcome to my real hair. It's floofy.
It's super cute.
It's cute, yeah.
Oh, thank you.
And this is me. I just didn't want to fix my hair today. So I put a stocking cap on.
And this is me. Just shave it all off. I don't care.
Yeah, I took a shower and then didn't do anything.
I understand.
We haven't done cards. Do we want to do cards or anything, or should we skip that today?
No, go
We
for
can
it.
do cards.
I love the cards.
I was gonna look for. I have this thing called the observation deck that I wanted to share with everybody, but it seems to be not around when I need it the most.
Observation deck.
It might be. I have asked my husband on multiple occasions why they don't shut down the holodeck, and he can't give me a straight answer. It only seems to cause mayhem. I mean, it's also very fun, but
It's like the danger room in the X-Men. Why? I understand you've got a train, but why would you have a room in your house that will literally kill you if you do something wrong?
Yeah, that just doesn't seem right. Doesn't seem like a good idea.
Yeah.
Oh well, I'll do this another time. I will find it. My office is in a state of flux right now.
That's the normal state of my office. Okay.
It was like after I quit my horrible job, and I could be in here for a few months, and now I'm back in here, and I'm like making it feel good again, and
I've reached a stage now where I'm like, no, I don't know if I can look at this. Oh, okay.
Is it not swords? I just need it to not be swords.
I've got no idea. So it's the moon. I've got no idea what that picture has to do with the moon, but
I don't see a moon anymore.
I don't see a moon anymore. Let's see, because this is a bizarre deck. So
that is okay. While you're looking for the moon, which deck is this?
This is the Ghosts and Spirits deck of Flop. So.
That's spooky. I like it. The art reminds me of Junji Ito.
I think that might be an inspiration, actually, now that you mention it. I'm looking for 18, the moon.
Okay, I found it.
Oh, God.
Lisa Hunt.
Yes.
So Lisa Hunt and yes, yeah.
A prophetic dream. Oh, okay. I mean, again, I've got no idea why this has got anything to do with the moon, but so this is Aeneas's journey into the underworld from the Aeneid. A prophetic dream sent Aeneas to the underworld in search of his father. The journey is filled with both hope and horror as he bears witness to the suffering of the punished as well as the blissful afterlife of the rewarded. He eventually finds his dead father, I can never say his name, is Anchises, who reveals Aeneas's fate as founder of Rome. The underworld is symbolic of the unconscious and houses both our greatest dreams and biggest fears. The underground passage displays faces of both tortured souls and enlightened beings. We must decipher the messages that will assist us on our journey. I am entirely not sure what that has to do with the moon, but that's what we've got. That's what we've got. So let's... So the moon...
Maybe it's really just... Sorry, go ahead.
No.
I was going to say maybe it's taking more the spirit of the moon card rather than the literal interpretation of La Luna.
I do like these. These are all just very weird illustrations on this deck. You know, you've got to read what the inspiration behind it is before you actually get anything out of the image. So the moon represents your fears and delusions, and often comes out when you are projecting fear into your present and your future based on your past experiences. You may have a painful memory that caused emotional distress, and rather than dealing with the emotions, you push them down deep into your subconscious. Now these emotions are making a reappearance, and you may find yourself under their influence on a conscious or subconscious level. For example, if you had a car accident when you were young but didn't deal with the emotions, you may get sad or anxious every time you get into the backseat of a car. To remedy this, connect with your subconscious mind and release any fears or anxieties holding you back. The moon can indicate a time of uncertainty and illusion, when nothing is what it seems. Be careful of making fast decisions when the moon appears, because you may later realize you only had half the information you needed. You need to listen to and trust your intuition so you can see beyond what is in front of you. Feel into situations rather than thinking what they mean. Let go of your conscious mental blocks or negative self-talk and allow your intuition to guide you. Your dreams, intuitions, and inner guidance lead you toward higher levels of understanding if you listen and use your judgment to help interpret the messages of the subconscious. So yeah, that's in keeping, isn't it, with going into hell and seeing people who have worked, who lived poorly and lived well. Making
I was gonna say, those faces on the walls.
Yeah, these cards have faces absolutely everywhere. So yeah, faces in the walls. You've got ghosts rising from the pit down there.
Oh yeah.
I'll just, without doing a reading, I'll just pick up. So this is the just 8 of Pentacles at random, but when it zooms in.
Yeah, it's so hard to get the camera to focus sometimes. Ugh.
Yeah, there's just faces absolutely everywhere in this deck.
It looks like creepy child Link.
You're not wrong.
Kind of like Majora's Mask. I don't know. I know I'm like a big Zelda dweeb, but it's...
this is a less creepy Zelda Link. But even there are faces in the scenery. So
yeah, well, and that looks a lot. The style reminds me a lot of like Japanese ghost stories and demons and things, and how they like. Majora's Mask has the highest creep factor. The kids are asleep. I have a whole tickety talk about how that game inspired my writing.
Oh, really?
It's like 6 minutes long, and people actually watch it. Yeah, I love that game. It's my favorite Zelda game.
Which one is it?
Because I'm basic.
Is it?
Majora's Mask is the one that came out right after Ocarina on the N64, and it used all the same assets as Ocarina of Time.
Is that the one with the train?
No, that's Spirit Train. Majora's Mask is here. Come on a tour of my office. It's that one.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the D&D campaigns I play in is set in like Zelda. I think it's actually kind of set in like Breath of the Wild, but Majora has we have come across Majora, and he's a little bastard.
So there's all this lore about what Majora really is, and it's really interesting to look into. It's like Zelda lore is one of those things that has kind of kept me interested in my own like lore writing and story writing.
Mm-hmm.
And just seeing how people like 30 years on playing Zelda, like myself included, can still be so invested in the timeline and the monsters and like all these. Like I just ran across a monster that I haven't seen since A Link to the Past in Tears of the Kingdom, and I was like, oh, it's one of those. What does it mean? Like it. Yeah. I'm taking over the chat. Don't let me do this.
No,
I'm a steamroller.
Yeah, I like it because I'm conscious that I do most of the talking because I'm technically chairing it and having to get people to talk, Gary. But yeah, no. So yeah,
Gary's a good listener.
Be
nice to
he's
Gary.
an amazing listener. I love him to pieces. Otherwise, I wouldn't have let him hang around for 20 years.
I just keep showing up.
I
He
started-
doesn't know how to kick me out.
The gold cartridge.
Oh yeah, the gold cartridges.
Oh yeah,
Those
that
are
one.
such good games.
Oh my god! See,
Do
I was about
try-
to say something, and I just realized no. See, this is Erica's in this conversation. I need to not because I've already cost her too much money today.
No more dice.
No,
No,
more.
it was
No more dice.
with the coupon. It was like $25.
You got a coupon?
Huh? Yeah, there was a coupon. Christmas.
Oh shit! I didn't.
It said it right up in the top of the website.
Okay. Yeah.
The trick is to leave your cart and then come back to it after they send you a coupon code and they email you and they say, "Hey, we noticed that you abandoned your cart. Would you like 25% off?" That's my favorite trick.
It's nice. I don't mind spending full price for something that cute. Sorry, yes, of course sorry, chat. Of course it's dice related. Erica and I discovered a Christmas tree shaped set of dice, and oh my god, it is just the cute. Even my wife thinks it's cute, and she doesn't. She does not do dice, and so I don't mind splashing out something that cute for Christmas. This isn't the most Christmassy of offices. I don't know if you've noticed. So having something there,
That's fair.
So anyway, NES gold cartridges and Zelda, by all means, carry on.
I just think the kids are asleep should try to finish Majora's Mask and get through the anxiety, because you can always rewind and try again, and that's like part of the fun of the game. So yeah, go watch my TikTok at Robots and Magic.
Yeah, we haven't been doing that lately. We need to be a bit more on the ball of saying you can find me here and there, because I've got 2 books out that I'm supposed to be marketing. It's like, come on, guys, and then I forget to do it.
Apparently we're on YouTube, and I have a website I'm supposed to be working on. Does anybody here do WordPress? Can anyone help me with WordPress? I can't WordPress.
Yeah, I can do WordPress for you if you want.
So,
It's like my
help me,
husband's
WordPress, Dan.
my husband's getting ready to build my second website.
I prefer GoDaddy, to be honest. GoDaddy is nice and easy.
That's what we do.
GoDaddy's hosting my my website name. I actually have robotsandmagic.com, which makes me very happy. If you go there now, you will only find a placeholder website that is very silly and does not work.
What, like that?
So don't.
Yep.
It's absurd. It's bad. I used to build websites on Squarespace for people, and I don't know how to use WordPress because it's just so much denser of a tool. And there's, my brain, it does one of 2 things. It either knows everything, or I look at it and I get overwhelmed and I don't know where to click first. I'm sure Erica can understand the neurospiciness of that one.
Yeah. I had a Zoom meeting with my friend, and Dan knows her, Sophia, yesterday morning, because she's helping me get this training program. This just really overwhelming because it's a lot going. And we were talking about how I can't remember what it was. I think maybe we were talking about like mailing list software or something. And she's like, you just click around on it. And I said, yeah, that's what I do too. My husband would look up a video on YouTube and watch the video to learn how to use the thing. And I just click.
Yeah. I'm a just click learner. I try to watch the YouTube videos and then I get distracted and can't pay attention.
It takes too much time.
I don't understand how more people don't just click, because it's how you learn everything.
Yeah.
Like,
He really
learn it by
likes
breaking it.
Yeah, he likes to know the ins and outs and the whys, because he's an IT dude, and that way, if he knows the whys, he knows how to fix it.
well, yeah, you click until you know the why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
But I got so frustrated with the clicking part that I started just dry heaving and leaving it behind. I was like, I can't do this anymore. I don't want it. It's too hard. Yeah.
Like,
I confess I've never dry heaved whilst putting together a website, but
That's hyperbole.
yeah, I suppose there you go. Yeah. So we're
They're nervous about
we're half an hour into.
Oh my god!
You can't be nervous about breaking stuff. You just gotta break the stuff.
In the words of Fred Durst, give me something to break. I'm sorry.
Lost that. So yeah, one thing I wanted to raise, because I realised it's still not happened. So if you recall back, was it 2 weeks ago now? When we all got together and everybody read except for me, and I'm conscious that I still haven't done that, and I don't want to be seen as the guy who wimped out.
He's not actually a writer. He has nothing to
He's
read.
an imposter.
I could read something Dan wrote.
Is it full of expletives?
I was going to say, yeah, we've already had that conversation, haven't we?
This one.
Oh,
Mm.
Jesus.
I've only got digital copies of that one.
I'm just obviously Jen's not here, but I'm just conscious that I don't want to be seen to have wimped out.
Would you like to read something? We can have you read something.
I can, but
We'll listen to you.
I just opened this to a random page, and it's an example character, 19-year-old Gary.
yeah.
I'm like, Gary made the book.
It did.
Kind of, sort of.
Jen made the book as well.
That's
Yeah,
amazing.
We're all in there.
Yeah,
I'm
so
going to
did
put that
Jules.
away.
We're all in there.
I love that. That's happiness. Because then, like, I can put context to it. Even though it's like a completely fictional person.
It's fictional Gary, but it's still Gary.
I mean,
Awful.
this Gary is pretty fictional as well, so.
Well, okay. Question. Sorry. Can I interrupt just for a second?
No. So stop apologizing for talking. I only do a lot of the talking because I've spent the past 20 years with him and Jen, who do no talking whatsoever. So
No, what I was meaning, like interrupting you, being conscious about.
No.
So, do you guys ever like Easter egg your friends' names? I know, I mean, because in that book I just found that, but like, do you Easter egg your friends' or family's names some way in your writing?
No.
Sometimes.
I put actual people in my books. And some people I really don't like go in my books. And then they get their faces eaten off.
Yeah,
Right.
sometimes.
That's how I process my trauma.
I keep things as far from reality as possible.
Okay.
So.
See, my take is sooner or later I'm going to run out of names of people that I don't know. So, I will say though that once I wrote a series of I started writing a Second World War novel and then wrote several short stories associated with it. And the main character I was called David Mills. Then the coach of my son's football team when he was 5, 6 was David Mills. And then about 6 months later, I met somebody else called David Mills. I was like, okay, I can't bloody do this now, can I? It's fine. Okay, fine. I get the picture. I'll call him something else.
That's funny.
Well, but then who would know which David Mills it was because you knew so many?
Yeah, but the point is, either of them would think it was them. And it's like, no, it came because I took David from David Niven and Mills from John Mills, my 2 favorite Second World War actors. But fine, okay.
Well, David's also a really common name.
Mm-hmm.
And so is Mills.
Yes, but also David Niven and John Mills. So, yeah.
John Niven?
Would you write a book about a character called John Niven?
No. But
no.
It's not my style.
Niven's a pretty nice name.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so
so back to Ocelot's comment, I think we should do like a regular open mic reading thing.
I think it would be kind of fun to rotate and maybe the beginning of
Okay, so do we want to start that today? Do you want to start it another time? I know I asked what day it was yesterday, and I forgot what day is it today.
Saturday.
Saturday. Okay. Do we want Saturday to be open mic night, or do we need to get Erica up to her 10K?
Oh, there's still going to be time.
Yeah, well, we could also plan next Saturday so that I mean, if you want to read today, you can, or we can like prepare, or I don't care. I'm on a lot of cold medicine.
We don't have to have everyone read on a single day.
Yeah, that was kind of...
And rotate.
Yeah.
Say, today Dan does it. Tomorrow, Erica does it. Monday, Ember does it. Then we go back to Dan, and then
Yeah, don't forget, there's only...
Gary never reads?
There's only two more? There's only 2 more weekends in November, so... But then again, we'll be doing it on Saturdays anyway, won't we? So...
Oh, well, that's why I say, why wait a week?
Nano?
Sorry, Amber, what was that?
Are we going to keep streaming after NaNoWriMo?
Yes, we were streaming before, and yeah, also
Thank you a lot.
So before Nano came along, we were doing it Thursdays because Jen couldn't often do the weekends because of hockey mom stuff, and then Gary and I were doing Saturdays. Well, sometimes Gary and I, mostly it was just me, I think, for a little while, because you were well up to your neck in dad stuff. So I presume the plan is to go back to something like that. I don't know if I'd have the stamina for daily anymore personally, but a couple of times a week I'd certainly be well up for.
Yeah, I think we could split into little like groups and have certain people go certain days so that we can keep the momentum and keep the fans happy. No, but that would be fun. I'm gonna start doing Twitch streaming as well, so I'll have that built into my schedule on weekdays.
Oh, cool.
So cool. Yeah, getting back into the groove. So yeah, we'll talk off screen, I guess, but yeah, that'll be we should keep it going because this has kept me, like, I've written 10,000 words and that's more than I would have done if I hadn't had you all to sit with and write with. So
yeah,
the accountability is nice, and like having this to keep. I mean, the t-shirt, but this even more so.
I will do anything for a t-shirt. Yeah, no, I'm with you. I want to look at the shirt.
I will do anything for a t-shirt that I already own.
I
get it though.
One of the first play therapy conferences I ever went to was actually when I met Terry Kottman, and it was superhero themed. And I asked them for the second day, or I asked the board, I was like, or at the end of the first day, I was like, okay, if I wear a costume tomorrow, can I get an extra raffle ticket? Because I never win anything on raffles. And they said, we'll give you a t-shirt. And I said, done. And so I was Harley Quinn the whole next day.
Americans will do anything for a free t-shirt, confirmed.
Yes.
Yeah,
almost.
We'll have a free t-shirt.
Almost.
Well, within reason. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a number of Americans that don't have a within reason clause.
Accurate.
Yeah, that's why we. You know what? Nope. I'm gonna steer back from politics. Dan, what are you reading us?
I can have a. Oh shit! I lost it. It was open. 1 minute, let me just see how many words it is.
Ocelot, I will let you know when I start streaming. I'm hoping to get it up and going after the holiday, but it's, again, like tech stuff that I have to break and mess with and be frustrated by, and I don't have the stamina for that right now because my day was sleep in late, eat breakfast, Costco, here, and then I'll probably go take a nap.
See, I would have just aimed for the nap all day. Everything else just can get lost.
I've got to kick this. All right, you ready, Dan?
So the one I think I mentioned whenever we were going to talk about this, I wrote that the introduction to a romance story, which I've never written romance before. I could read violence if you want me to read violence, but I'm kind of happy with violence. Reading this, the idea of reading this genuinely has me going, okay, yeah,
Do it.
yeah. So my rectum is pretty tight right now. So
Be brave. Be brave. We got you. It's just friends.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But the thing is, also this is first draft, and I am conscious that this is just like, oh my, I'm gonna read this and go, okay, that's shit. That needs changing. That, oh my god, oh Jesus, no. Oh, what was I thinking? What did I smoke that day, and where is it? I need it now. Before we start.
Oh, Ocelot, thank you. I agree. It's like when I started TikTok, I just made bad TikToks, and then I started writing when I was 14, and I wrote bad stuff. Like, I start streaming, and it's going to be bad streaming, and then eventually I'll figure it out because I'm me.
Yeah. You don't do anything good without having doing the same thing bad at least 100 times.
I don't even know how to get myself set up because I want to capture it and put it on YouTube, and I'm like, how do I do that? I don't know what I'm doing.
OBS Studio, just click record, and then
we're going to have a tech talk after this because I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'm the golden retriever on the laptop.
Oh, see, there you go. Ocelot, seriously, you can stay. You're a keeper, seriously. Just never leave.
Can I DM people on Twitch? I'm an old.
Yeah, I don't. Anyway, so this thing is it's 1,400 words, so it's probably going to be about 10-minute read. Is that all right, or is that too long?
That's good.
Okay,
it's good. Thank you, Ocelot.
And I'm just going to try and keep a mental note of how quickly I'm talking, because I can guarantee I'll be reading like this in 2 seconds time because I want to get over and over.
I'm just going to stare intently at your face.
By all means, I can't see you. So the glass made a tiny chink as it touched down on the table, and even before I took my hand away from the stem, I knew what was about to happen. We both knew. The world had guided us here in spite of our protestations, crafted this instant with infinite care, put temptation well and truly in our way. All either of us had to do now was reach out and take it. And suddenly everything seemed so much easier. For a time I didn't move, as though doing so might somehow shatter the mystical serenity of that moment. Everything around us, between us, seemed taut, precarious, the air itself charged with intensity. It was almost dangerous, as though disturbing that perfect balance might upset something cosmic, set the whole world set the whole world spinning into chaos. Or maybe it would just destroy any chance of a happy ending, and I'd spend the rest of my life regretting being such a damned idiot. So I remained where I was, still reaching for the low, polished table in front of me, fingers still holding onto my empty port glass's stem, peering through the panoramic window beyond, allowing the serene otherworldliness of my surroundings to consume my senses. There's something enchanting about watching snow fall at night, like you're passing through a sea of stars as they float across some infinite, impenetrable void. The foreground sparkles and dances against the total black of the distance, each flake drifting silently out of nowhere before disappearing straight back into nowhere. A soft, velveteen silence hangs over everything while the whole world sleeps beneath that heavy white blanket. It all comes together in a collage of dreamlike beauty that captures the heart and hints that, somewhere hidden in the dark, something magical is about to happen. Or maybe the magic was going to happen in the light. The lounge was the smallest public room on the boat, built for late-night tipples and intimate moments, away from the busier, albeit better-served, bar downstairs. Its glass walls afforded an unbroken view of the frozen vista beyond, highlighting the flurries as they glided past. The knowledge of how cold it was outside made our luxurious little world seem even cozier than it already was. The lighting was low and moody, a warm glow against the harshness outside, while the velvet-cushioned furniture upon which we sat engulfed us in comfort. The rich furnishings exuded class, from the patterned carpet to the mirrored shelves behind the bar, and over it all, the elegant notes of Johann Strauss II hung in the air as delicately as the snowflakes outside. I don't know how long I sat there, gazing at the dancing crystals as they fell into the river, feeling rather than hearing the rhythm of the violins, allowing myself to wallow in the enchantment of that tiny, enclosed world that seemed so detached from reality. All I know is that, for that fragmentary moment in time, nothing else mattered. Nothing else existed. Nothing else but... Only when I finally dared to lean back, my body sinking into the gold and burgundy swirls of my chair, did I risk looking sideways. And even then, my courage almost failed me. Sorry, the mood was just spoiled by my teenage son screaming at his machine there, sorry. Lynn looked fantastic. More than fantastic. She looked like an angel who had taken on mortal form, only to spend the evening dressed as an angel. Her skin glowed with life, her chin-length hair curled gently inwards as it fell so that her face was framed with a dyed blonde halo. She had on a pair of diamond earrings that twinkled when she moved, and her wire-framed glasses accentuated the deep blue of her eyes. Everything about her was an enticement, every moment by her side a test of my ability not to stare with my mouth hanging open. And her dress. The golden satin gleamed in the bar's intimate lighting, a sea of shimmering waves that rolled up and down her body whenever she moved. The cowl neckline, cut low across her chest, revealed just enough flesh to draw attention. The straps over her shoulders were in truth little more than silken pieces of string, easily brushed aside with barely a touch. And the shining material looked so smooth on her body that I just wanted to reach out and run my hand across it. It was one of those dresses that looked so good, all I could think of was seeing her out of it. Perhaps one or other of us should have moved away, but it was too late for that. She'd already kicked off her shoes, luscious gold like the rest of her, and was sitting curled up on her little sofa, resting against the cushioned arm, playing absently with her hair where it fell past her wrist. She was so close. I couldn't believe how close she was. Our faces almost touched. We were breathing the same air. Her eyes consumed me with promise. I risked looking down at her mouth, knowing that she was looking at mine, knowing that we both so craved the impossible thing. In the end, it didn't take much. She bit her lower lip, a sign perhaps that she too was tortured with indecision, and it was that slight, coy gesture that finally broke my resolve. All I had to do was turn my head the rest of the way, and I moved naturally into her space, and as I did so, she brought her head back, lifted her face so that, at long last, her lips came up to meet mine. Never before had I imagined anything could be so soft, so smooth, so seamless. It was like brushing against silk. A warm tingling emanated down my spine, my arms, my fingers. My senses exploded, aware of everything in the world and nothing but her at the same time. My heart glowed in my chest, my brain trembled with hazy excitement. It took a lifetime to realize the magical fact that yes, I really was kissing her, and by then my eyes had fallen closed. We were slow at first, gentle, still shy in the knowledge of what we were doing, still half unsure that this was truly what the other wanted. But the longer we lingered, caressing each other into submission, so our hunger grew. Moment by moment, the press grew fiercer, more desperate, more insistent. Each tender stroke lingered that fraction of a moment longer. Each breath hardened as our desires consumed us. And when finally her lips parted fully, revealing the secret pleasures beyond, I swear the world opened up beneath my feet. I fell into that heaven with all of my being, overcome, consumed, drowning, powerless to save myself, not wanting to be saved. I only wanted her. Nothing less than all of her was enough. If she looked like an angel, she kissed like one too. At some secret silent signal, we slowed, stopped. Her lipstick held us together a moment as we parted, clearly as unwilling as the rest of us to let go. Our glasses tapped against each other as we forgot to make space before righting ourselves. I don't know how long we spent after that, doing nothing but peering into one another's eyes like a pair of besotted teenagers. My mouth was on fire, my skin pulsed with electricity, my mind reeled from its cosmic journey. But all I could see, smell, taste was her. At last, I said in an "oh my god, what have we done" kind of voice, unable to contain a smile that could only have looked mischievous. She bared her teeth in a mock cringe and half groaned, half giggled, "I know," as though telling a naughty joke. Neither of us blinked. A slight movement in the corner of my vision revealed the crew member behind the bar, the only other soul in the room, making a show of seeing nothing. Before I could feel self-conscious about anything, though, Lynn bit her lip again, and again I could do nothing to resist that temptation. This time we smiled as we came together, angling our heads to keep our glasses from clashing, our lips waiting to touch before opening in unison. Around us, Strauss's violins reached their mesmerizing crescendo. The heavy New Year's snow continued to blank the Austrian landscape, and through it all, the beautiful blue Danube carried the boat's wake away into the night. And then we go. Hello, sweetheart.
That took bravery. I do not think I could read something that intimate without just turning totally red and melting. It's a sweet picture.
Oh. Yeah, is that you?
That was very poetic.
Sorry.
It was.
I don't think I've heard that much description in your work.
No, I think you're right, actually. Unless it's involving blood and swords, you know. So, yeah. So there we go. I'm no longer the wimp.
That was beautiful.
No, that was really pretty. Like, it's just so much description, so much like, I was there.
Yeah.
I was there. Ugh.
Don't know what to do with it now.
I write a whole story. This seems like it's part of a novel, right? Like that's
maybe.
It's a moment in time for these. I want to know more about these characters and why they shouldn't have kissed and why they're on the boat. And it's just
all the things.
All the things.
All of the things. Thank you. Yes, all of the things.
All of the things. Well, thank you. This is the story that will have the sex scene in it later, that I mentioned, which has been like pulling teeth to get it out of me. So the thing that I've been struggling with was getting them from there to the bedroom, and
they walk
the inny and outy things. Oh no, I know, but it's you got to keep the mood going, and yeah,
they can do the tipsy, like they're walking and then they have to stop and kiss, and then they're
no, that is exactly what's happening.
The
it's
boat
just
rocks them into the wall together, and just so much of this.
I think when was it we were talking about titles? Was it yesterday? Was it yesterday? Somebody mentioned using songs as titles. That piece is called "An der schönen blauen Donau" on the beautiful blue Danube, which is my favorite piece of classical music. So yeah.
Gary.
You do you, mate. Yeah, go for it.
You can also flash forward to them being in the bedroom. Like, you do not have to write every.
Oh, I know. Like, it'll get there. I've just got to kind of. But that was, I think, the last piece of fiction I wrote before I wrote this thing, and getting back into the fiction mindset has been so painful for me. I found it so hard to get back into that. And now I've been asked to write more nonfiction. I'm like, ugh.
So maybe set this aside and let it percolate for a little bit. But you have interest.
They'll be doing plenty of percolating from the sounds of it.
I should never have spoken. I regret everything.
What are we going to do now? It is nearly upon the hour. Do we want to have a writing sprint? Do we want to call it a day? What are people's plans moving forward?
I have extra time today, but I don't want to, like, as Jen would say, I want to respect everyone else's time.
I have some extra time. I mean, I'm just, besides cooking supper in probably about an hour and a half, taking a break from sitting in this chair all damn day long.
We could always do a quick 10, 15-minute sprint.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I'm going to have to pop off and get my meds, so I'll start us all off, and then I will come back in.
That's cheating.
Well, like, I'll go and do it now.
You could
then
take a little tiny break, take a bio break, and then come back since we're doing a sprint and then a go off. So
or I'll go and whoever needs to go and do yourself. I'm going to go and get my drugs, and you can talk about me whilst I'm gone, or you can go to the bathroom or whatever. I'll be back in a moment.
I have to get more water because it's part of the Mucinex dance. Yay, me and the man.
Yeah. You need the water, believe me. No.
I just keep thinking after hearing him write that, I'm like, that is like the type of description and detail that I aspire to have, and I just don't.
I don't think I have ever written that intimate of a detailed scene. I love writing details of landscapes, of buildings, but interactions, no.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to read through the chapter where I write. I think in the whole series there will probably be 2 intimate scenes in all of it, and neither one are that sweetly descriptive.
All right.
One of them very much on purpose, because magic is, I found my character found basically a magical Karma Sutra.
Okay.
And fun ensues, but
lots of it.
well, yeah, because one of them is like, you don't get tired.
Okay.
At all.
So, what have I missed? Sorry.
So you're just in a spiral of hormones forever.
Yes, until one of them chooses. So I was telling Gary that I have, in my whole series, there are 2 intimate parts, and neither one of them are that sweet as what you just read. One of them very much on purpose, because my character found a magical Karma Sutra book, and
please tell me you've written it. Please tell me you've written it.
I have written that chapter.
No. The magical Karma Sutra.
No, because it only had it was a book she found in miles beneath the city that were it's from a different world.
This is my current my intake for the evening, just so that we can talk about.
I think what Dan is saying is he wants you to do some more world building and write a.
Right, I want you to write the magical Karma Sutra, is what I'm saying.
But what I'm saying is there's only 4 spells in it. Well, actually, no, I take that back. It's a whole book.
Exactly.
With 4 spells in it.
So write the spells. They can just be spells that take a several hundred pages to get through.
What did I miss?
A magical Kama Sutra.
I came
My
back to Magical Kama Sutra, and I'm just like, I regret everything.
I was saying that I've written for my series, there are 2 intimate scenes between my character and her love interest, and neither of them are that sweet.
Oh. Are they like bodice rippy?
No, the second one kind of sort of because of the magic Kama Sutra.
Kama Sutra, yeah.
The first one is more sweet, but it's her first time, and she is like a 5'5", a half elf, and her love interest is like a 7'2", 350-400 pound dragonborn.
It would have been funnier if it had been a 2'5" hobbit and a 7 foot something dragonborn, but you know.
Yeah, Ocelot says she hates writing intimate scenes. It's funny, I've struggled because I thought about making, like, I do fade to black. There's a lot of sex in my book, but it's like fade to black sex. And I've thought about just writing the sex because I like writing erotica, but then I'm like, then that might take the book into like away from new adult and into just straight up like it's an adult book now. And I wrote it for people who wanted something that wasn't as misogynist and awful as Game of Thrones can be, but like is still that level. But like an older high schooler could read it. Yeah,
my book is very much fade to black. However, because I also enjoy writing all of the super spicy, need a fan warning at the beginning of it, I wrote an extended
director's cut.
Yes.
You see, like I say, part of the issue I had with reading that and writing the next part of their story is because I've never done this before. My happy place is with sharp objects and people's heads being removed. That I can write all day, and so what? Just about the only consistent thing I've managed to write over the course of Nano, never here because I'm always writing scripts here, but has been just a fight, and that's just like meeting an old friend. It's just like, oh yeah, oh there you are. I can still do this. And he died, then he died, and he died, and she died, and it's just, and then he saw what was happening, so just killed himself. It was just, but writing the, I don't know. There's just, I'm sure I'll be fine. I mean, the whole reason I'm writing it is because I've never written it before, and I want to see. Yeah, I want to grow as an author. But
I can't believe that's your first time writing something like that because it was just so beautiful. Like, and yeah, and pure, and like you could really feel like nothing about it felt forced or awkward, or it was just like, and then here's these people, and then here's this person, and then he's just so enamored with her, and then
pretty much verbatim, I think that was, wasn't it?
Kiss. The kids are asleep. Yes, there's a lot to consider as far as like style and tone, and I'm going to try to traditionally publish this book too. So I imagine the publisher that maybe hopefully picks it up will help steer that. I think I want to market it as new adult and keep the spicy stuff to a minimum. You know, there's a lot of snogging and heavy petting and then fade to black. We don't need like the full tilt boogie, like
idea.
I said this to Garrett. Sorry, Erica, if I don't say it now, forget it. I said this to Gary and Jen quite a while ago about this story. Actually, the part I would find it fascinating to write the same story, literally word for word, with explicit sex and release it in 2 versions, one with the explicit sex and one with fade to black, just to see. You know, just the difference between how they were both received. As in literally everything verbatim the same, apart from explicit sex versus not explicit sex.
Social experiment.
Yeah, purely just I would find that fascinating just to, but then again, I'm a nerd. I find things like that interesting.
Well, you know what's funny is when I was developing an earlier version of my book, I wrote a YA version of it for a friend's daughter who was 13 at the time, just to see, because it's not YA, but I like really toned it down and I took out all the swearing. And okay, so now the kids are asleep says there's a Tor imprint that's looking for spicy stuff. Here's the other thing with spicy stuff is that there are people who write just erotica, just boom erotica, right?
Mhm.
And so when you start experimenting with putting explicit sex scenes in a story, then are you like, do you have to put a certain number of them in order for it to meet the like yeah, if people are looking for like explicit scenes, are they going to be bummed if there's only 3
I
or
think
4?
if you want to write for Mills and Boons, yes, I think they have a very specific list of it has to have X number of kissing scenes, and they've got different hotness levels, and you know they will have different specifications for each. So yeah, I think that's exactly what happens.
Yeah.
Erica,
So
you said idea, and then I completely talked over
yeah,
you and said we'll talk about you in a
So
minute.
agree, Ocelot.
aside from having my novel series be like made into, you know, movies someday, like that's huge, huge dream. It unattainable. Like it's not
Don't
even
say
in
that.
my realm of, it's not in my realm of like realistic possibilities. And it is a possibility upon all of the possibilities.
It's still a
However,
possibility.
what I think would be one of the coolest things and attestments. Is that the right word? Thank you. Yes, testaments to a book I write is having someone write fan fiction about it, about my characters. Like I would die if I saw fan fiction that someone wrote about my characters. And I'm like, oh yeah, have them do all the spicy things. Or I would secretly be one of the writers writing all of the spicy things about the characters that I have that I just wanted to write but didn't want to go into, you know, either doing, because I've also thought about what you said, Dan, about doing like 2 different versions of it, or just going full on, you know, because I would say 90% of the fan fiction that I have written in the past has been explicit.
So what you're saying is like let it be fade to black and then hope that the fans, 1, exist, and 2, come out and are like, you know what these people are going to do? Get real freaky.
Yes.
I think for now I'm going to follow my instincts and just put the handful of spicy scenes in there that want to be in there. And, you know, if a publisher, 1, wants to publish it ever, it doesn't just send me a no, and 2, says, but we have to talk about these, then I can like, you know. Thank you. Yes, fanfic tends to grow in the gaps the canon material left. Sex scenes are often such a gap.
I'm not going to tell that joke. I'm not.
But also, like okay, hold on. Phrasing. I wrote the extended first time because I felt like I needed it for me. Like that was something that needed to be told. Whether in right now, honestly, the 2 friends that have beta read, so like through Nano, we've been used to read each other's stuff as we wrote. There are 2 people who have read the extended first time. And if that's all that ever reads it, then that's fine. Even if no one ever read it, like I really wanted that for me because it felt incomplete, but I didn't want to have to like raise the age. I don't even know what all of that's called yet. Just, you know, the rating.
Yeah. Sometimes you have to just write it to get it out of your own head and know that it happens backstage. Like I do that with other things too, not just sex scenes. So
yeah,
I'm with you. Sorry, I didn't realize there was a squishy in here. So I had to get my squishy. Hi.
You see, all of this, and I've got no idea. I think it's because Erica said phrasing, and obviously that's Archer. And now I've got just Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Title of your sex tape. Just, I want to get that published. I want to get the published title of your sex tape. You know, just I love Brooklyn Nine-Nine. It's just so lovely. The title of our sex tape. Okay then. So, shall we do something quick and dirty? Title of your sex tape.
Oh damn.
Hey.
He's consistent.
Yeah.
True. We know what to expect.
So do we want
let's
to do
a quick and dirty
10,
writing
20, 30, 15?
I'm down for 10-ish.
Yeah, 10-ish is good.
Cool.
10 sounds good.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to disturb you. So this is my cat named Jane, funny enough.
Oh wow.
We don't have Jane's Dreamy Bookshelf here, but we've got Jane the cat. Jane the cat.
Austin or otherwise.
Cool.
Oh.
So we all know we all know what we're writing. Is anybody excited about Erica? I mean, you presumably have gone quite a long way, and do your characters know where they are yet? What's the point? Do you know where they are?
Yes, we had our friends come over every other Friday night to watch Game of Thrones with us, who are one of them's the DM for this campaign, and one is his wife was a player. And so we were talking about it last night. I was like, we need to have a sit down, because there are like 5.5 years worth of information that I'm like trying to go back through, and my notes are sometimes not great. And so I'm like, what the hell what were we doing? So, but yes, this is a part I remember very vividly, and it's gross, and I really don't want to write it, but it's important, so I'm going to.
See, now I just
How
want to know what
gross.
it is.
Yeah.
We're getting ready to go into a underground mansion where they have a bunch of slaves, and they eat them when they're no longer working as much as they should be.
Gross.
Yum.
But awesome.
My character has a problem with that and gets impulsive, and then we almost all die, but my husband's character turns into a dragon and eats like the main guy while he's a dragon, and an angel like sacrifices himself so that we can all live, because I think we were all of us but one were down, but my husband's character, who has no type of healing.
Okay.
Whoops.
Well, confess I wasn't expecting that as the answer that I when I said, what are you writing?
So yeah, it's.
That just reminds me of Dead Alewives.
Sorry, Gary?
I would find that easier to write than the sex scenes, actually.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, not me.
Yeah, oh no, I would carve my way through that. Gary, horror is Gary's bread and butter.
Well, when it gets time for me to write all of the battles that I have just typed out the word battle and highlighted, I will converse with both of you, because
No, Dan's the battle guy.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm the killer. Gary is the one who. Gary writes the lead up to the battle, and then all of his characters die. I'm the one who writes what happens afterwards, and everybody else's character dies.
All right. Okay. Be a group effort here.
Yeah. Title of your sex tape. Sorry. Gary, Amber.
Let's go.
So you're just writing what we already know?
I'm still outlining. I got to chapter 12, and now I'm just outlining from memory. Please send help.
Okay.
I'm picking up where I left off yesterday.
Beautiful stuff. Well, in that case, for this shortest of short writing sprints, Happy writing. All righty. Well, that was very quick, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I spent most of the time trying to figure out how to do something that apparently isn't possible in Excel, so that would be why I couldn't figure out how to do it.
And everything's possible in Excel.
It might be possible. You just need to do something really, really complicated to make it happen.
Yeah, so I just thought, you know what, I'll just do it easy. I'll do it the old-fashioned way, even if it means taking twice as much time.
Fair enough.
So I imagine people haven't written 1,000+ words in 10 minutes, but then again, how did everybody go?
I got
470.
300.
So go, Ember.
Oh, 300.
Ooh,
That's
nice.
All department
I did-
backstory.
I did 477.
Nice.
10 minutes. Gary?
120. I'm
Wow.
consistent.
Yeah,
That's
damn
not bad
right.
for 10 minutes, though.
It was hard. The section I'm writing is weird because she was surrounded by children and was interacting with them, and I found that much more difficult than writing about ruins. And
It is?
so,
No, I just find it interesting how like we find different things to be difficult
yeah.
and or easy.
I wrote 150 words, but none of them are in sentences. It was like, okay, this, return, this, return, this, return, this, return, this, tab, return.
That counts.
It bloody hope so. Yeah, because so I mentioned somebody's contacted me asking if I'd be interested in writing some self-help books, and I have tentatively said yes. Now I've got to start planning and putting down ideas and trying to get Excel working.
Sorry, how do I get to a point in my life where people reach out to me and ask me to write books? Asking for a friend.
Well, tell your friend just to keep doing what you're doing, as a matter of fact, Amber. Just keep writing something, and then once it's finished, publish it. And then just sell your soul to the internet.
I already have sold my soul to the internet.
Yes, and we appreciate it.
Oh, thank you. My partner made coffee. Bless him. Write a lot of good books, yeah. Hey, thank you. Kids are asleep.
Or not, just write books. I mean, I don't think anybody can claim that 50 Shades of Grey was a good book, but
It was a Twilight fan fiction.
Twilight was not a good book.
No, but it was a fun book.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I totally have them and went to the movies and they were not well
read them
written.
all.
No, they were terrible. They were crap, but I loved them anyway. So that's fair. I mean, I had a friend tell me in a writing group before, like, if you could write Twilight, you should just do it. Because
Yeah,
how much money
there's
you
a
have.
market.
And that speaks back to the sex scene thing, because there was so much kissing and like tension, but no actual smecks in those books. And I think that like was part of the
no
appeal.
actual what in
Like,
that book?
smecks. I said smecks.
Oh.
You did.
You
Yeah,
did say
that's
okay.
That's an internetism. I'm sorry.
Is it? Oh, I didn't.
Is it to avoid like the content blockers and things like that?
Yeah, people write smegs, or what is
See,
it called?
over here, Smeg is from there was a television series called Red Dwarf back in the 90s. Just ubiquitous. It was absolutely everywhere. And again, the BBC being the BBC, and before Watershed, because Watershed counted for something back then, they weren't allowed to swear. So every time the character wanted to curse, they just said smeg. Oh, I never want to see that smegging smeg face ever again, or something like that. It's so yeah.
Weird.
No, it's set on a giant spacecraft called Red Dwarf. Obviously, just all the humor.
It's a pretty good show.
It's an excellent show. And
watched it all.
the main character wakes up from stasis, and the first joke is, "Where is everybody? Everybody's dead, Dave. Where's the commander? Where's it? Oh, everybody's dead, Dave. Yeah, but I was working with these people. Where's it? Everybody's dead, Dave. Hold on. Are you trying to tell me that everybody's dead?" Yeah.
That is so very British.
Yeah.
It's a very British show.
Yeah.
I love a good invented cuss. Same Z's. One of my characters says brambles when they're upset.
I like world centric cursing. Like it makes sense in your world.
Yeah.
I think that is fun. And I think people miss out on that who just try to insert the F word in all the fantasy novels.
Yeah.
It's whatever. If it's like a contemporary fantasy where it takes place in our world, that's one thing. But if it's like this weird fantasy world that's off in the middle of nowhere and you're just filling it with modern English curse words, like
I have more reasons for modern English being in my book and Old English being in my book.
Well, that's okay then.
Was it Facebook? I think it must have been Facebook. There was a thing where they just said, take a scene from Lord of the Rings. You are allowed to put one F-bomb into a Lord of the Rings film. Where would you put it?
Oh my god.
And I think the one I came up with was, tell me, where is Gandalf? For I much desire to speak with him. He was taken by a demon of flame and shadow, a Balrog of Morgoth. Well, fuck.
That was, I remember reading that and having grown up on The Hobbit and having a well fuck moment and being like, but Gandalf. What is world building for masochists? Is this like a YouTube thing?
Ooh.
I am a masochist and I am doing a lot of world building, so maybe I need this in my sleep.
Is this it's a podcast?
Oh. Do you love a podcast?
Oh, well,
I do not.
No?
No.
That's
And
okay.
I think it's because I listen to people talk all day that I don't wanna.
Right.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I do graphic design, so I love podcasts for when I'm just clicky because then my brain has something to chew on while I'm doing my clicky work.
I have to read things. I do not watch the news. I do not watch videos of how to do something. I do not watch or listen to podcasts. I have to read. That's how I process information.
Well, see, and that's interesting too, because I can't listen to audiobooks very easily because my brain wanders off.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I'm not that oddly enough. Yeah.
No, I literally will space out if I'm listening to an audiobook and it's like, oh, how do we get to this chapter already?
Right. You come back in and you're like, oh no.
I don't have that problem with radio plays, oddly enough. There were where you've got voice actors in and you've got sound effects going on. There was a great series based on the John le Carre novels called The Complete Smiley, which was just every book that had George Smiley in it, and that had Simon Russell Beale playing Smiley. Oh my god, that was awesome. I understand Gary's got to time out, so thanks for sticking with it, mate. We'll see you maybe tomorrow, if not.
Enjoy.
See you
Good night,
later.
Gary.
Bye.
Get going in a few minutes too.
Yeah, no worries. But yeah, so if it's a bit more, I don't know, exciting, yeah, I can listen.
Production
But
valued. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm listening to an audiobook right now that is more like a radio play, and I find it really distracting. and I don't know what to do about it. Like there's like sound effects, and I'm just trying to listen to it, and instead I'm just like, surprised all the time, and the voice, and it's not that it's poorly written, it's just not for me, and I'm like, maybe I just need to pick up the book. But it's interesting how we all take in information so differently.
Mm-hmm.
And on that thought, shall we call it a day, being as we've lost a quarter of our number, it's late, and stuff.
Yeah.
And stuff. Yay for diversity. Exactly, Ocelot. All about neurodiversity, all about having things in many different formats so people can access it.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
And absolutely ready to go eat something and lay down.
So, on that note, we will be back here tomorrow, same time, 9 p.m. British time, 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific, and all of the appropriate times in between. You can find me at the RPG Therapists over on YouTube. I had a video come out last week looking at forming a story in your story trinity, which of course everybody knows about. And if you don't know about it, go and watch the entire series about how to work with a story trinity. This week I'm going to be having a conversation with Charlie McPherson, who is just batshit crazy, and I love her so much. And you can also go and buy role-playing games like Therapy, Practitioner's Guides, wherever you get your books. But also, you can get a copy of Doctor Who Psychology, 2nd edition, which is so new I don't even have a copy of it yet. So if you're interested in Doctor Who or psychology, that's what you want. I wrote a chapter on groupthink, group mentality, and ask the most pressing question of all time, I think: are you a Dalek? Ember, how about yourself? Where can we find you?
I am at Robots and Magic on TikTok and Instagram. I believe on my Instagram you can find a link to my Ko-fi as well if you want to add to the Ember Needs a Tattoo Fund. Just kidding. Not really. Just kidding. Not really. Where else am I? I have a website, robotsandmagic.com. It is currently under destruction. Under construction. And I have books coming out someday, and blogs, and blah-de-blah-de-blah. You can also find me on the internet in random corners, so give it a shot. Erica, on to you.
So I have a Twitch, but there's nothing on it yet. So at KUChica08. I have a website for my business, ericawalkertherapy.com, and coming soon will be rpgplaytherapy.com. And all of the things that's going to come with.
I love this.
Just, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm on Twitch, too. Sorry, Dan.
Yeah,
go ahead.
This is why Erica and I, it was just like, yeah, hi. We just bounce off each other because we just love the same shit, and it's dangerous. It's
No, it's good.
I would raid people's, but I don't know how to do it. I'm just going to very quickly try.
Okay, Tina Belcher.
Oh my God, she's like, every year for family pictures, we do a nerd theme because, I mean, that's just kind of who we are. And each one of us picks, like we take turns picking, and my daughter picked Bob's Burgers one year, and I had a shirt that said Tina is my spirit animal, and we took a picture of me looking at my husband's butt because she's all about the butts.
She's the most accurate 13-year-old girl I've ever seen in fiction. Just so...
Does anybody have a site they'd like, a channel they'd like us to raid?
Where shall we raid?
It's actually Travis.
Oh, thank you, Ocelot. You're a gem.
The Backlund Quest.
I will just...
Oh, this is awesome.
Don't know what I'm
learning.
doing. I will just
That's
do
okay.
that
Be the golden retriever. Good night, Ocelot.
I'm just going to press it and hope that it works. So if it doesn't, sorry. If it does,
Morph into the internet.
great. And we will see you tomorrow. So thank you so much for joining us, and we'll speak to you soon. Have a good one.
Bye.
Has that worked? I don't know if it's worked. Unrecognized command. No.
No.
It said it. It said right. It's
Da, da, da.
I need to be a
Wait
space.
to do the thing.
There we
Dan's gonna
go.
do the thing.
There we go. Oh
Dan's
yeah.
gonna do the
I
thing.
needed a space. So
Dan's gonna do
thank
the
you.
thing.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, etc. Love you guys. See you tomorrow. Bye bye. And anybody still with us? Thank you. We will speak to you tomorrow. Have a good one.